Well. Here we are. Good morning. We are here in Ringgold, Georgia. Exit 435 on I-75. We were at the Thermo King. Focus on it there a little bit. There we are. We're at the Thermo King. And we are wet. So they told me about 45 minutes to an hour to get in. And probably another hour and a half, 2 hours to get repaired. So not too worried about that. We're okay with that. I mean, with the heavy on and off rain, I mean, I would have probably had to stop anyway because of the weather. Weather being just too heavy, the visibility being poor. I would have had to stop at some time anyway with the way the weather's going. So, not exactly bad. So, first thing this morning, we've already had We've already had to deal with a truck fire on the road slowing us down. We had a breakdown on the exit ramp here coming northbound, and they had the exit ramp shut down, so I had to go up, turn around, come back down. I fixed my the post on the bracket attached to the trailer on my driver's side. That was constantly coming loose, so I took the bracket off. I put the impact gun on it, really tightened it down as hard as it would go. So hopefully that stays from now on. It's just that one. None of the other ones. The two on the front of the truck, the one on the passenger side, never been a problem. So when I get out of the truck, it's like this. Not raining at all, or very, very lightly. And then as soon as I start, downpour. So, socks, pants, underwear. I put on my hoodie, put on my jacket. My hat is the hat I was wearing at the time. Fully drenched. I had my hard hat on as well to try to protect from that, because I was already in the middle of it. There was no sense in stopping. I mean, it's only water, so got my pants over here and underwear and everything else. Just got to let it dry. That's all I can do. Probably better that way anyway. So, we are... Now, we've already checked in. We should be able to get our... pardon me. We should be able to get in there. The guys here at the Resaca, well, the Thermo King of North Georgia or Northern Georgia, they do a better job than any other Thermo King I've been to. Colorado, Salt Lake, Yakima, Washington. They all failed to either have the parts in stock to repair stuff, or they just couldn't figure it out, or they just did a piss poor job and just didn't do things correctly. This is the only one where I've come to where it's lasted 4 or 5 months before I had another breakdown. So hopefully they can get it done and done right. You know, that's all I can hope for. So this is what we're getting repaired. A unit like this, a Thermo King Tri-Pack Evolution. We're getting this unit here because the motor that's in here is having a problem. That's an air conditioning unit right there attached to it. And there's heat and everything else that comes with that. Let me find it. But, you know, it's the point of the auxiliary power unit, APU is what it's called for short. It's supposed to do a few things. Number one, it's supposed to provide driver comfort, air conditioning and heat without the main engine running. 2, it circulates coolant, antifreeze coolant throughout the engine, so when it's too hot, it keeps the engine a little bit cooler. When it's too cold, you know, minus temperatures, it keeps the engine block from freezing, keeps it so it starts up easier after a night of being shut off in freezing conditions. 3, it charges the batteries of the truck while the truck is not operating, because the lights inside and the power equipment, you know, tablets and computers and phones and lights and, you know, the electricity, you know, so the batteries will never be drained enough so that unit there will always charge the truck batteries. And then on top of that, it'll provide standing electricity directly from that unit inside. So it's doing a lot of things, but nothing that's too complex. But that's what we're here on Armstrong Road in Ringgold to get repaired. So we are working on that. Well, we're working on that. Expediting Addicts. How you doing, David? Hopefully you and Susie are having a good time. But of course, now it stops raining. That I was outside getting that post repair. Let me see. Do I have one here? No, I don't have one here. But Huawei, how you doing? So basically, the post holding the flag on. So the flag is an aluminum rod. It's got threads up at the very top. A flag, you know, slides down over top of that, and it's got the part that hangs out, the fabric that hangs down there, a piece of plastic folded over. Then a little nut goes on the top, or a cotter pin, whatnot. And down at the bottom, down here will be a spring, so it'll flex. So if you hit something, bump into something, it flexes in the wind. And then it's got an attachment at the very bottom. Now the post, it's got a bracket. Let me see if I can draw it here. It's probably a little easier. So there's a post, right? And of course this is threaded down here with a nut, blah, blah, blah. So there's a post on a bracket that looks like this, okay? Big chunk of metal there with a little metal prong sticking out that way. Then there's threads that go down, and there's a nut on the bottom that threads up nice and tight. And there's a bracket. Let me draw the bracket here real quick. There's a bracket that looks like this. Now, I can put this in this position, or I can mount it in this position, up like that. So, and there's a hole in this plate, this little piece, this 90-degree piece right here as well, that I can put the flag straight up and down. But I have it mounted like this, so the flag sits out at a 45-degree angle. Now, this threaded part here is right in that hole. So a bolt there, a bolt there attaching to the truck, and then this post here with a nut on the back side to hold that post in and tighten that down so it doesn't fall off. So unfortunately I had to take this one off. I had to take the whole bracket off to get access behind this to tighten that nut, because this nut was coming off, getting loose. So I had to take it off and reattach it, because if I lost one flag like that, and that rod with the spring on it and the flag together is about $45 a piece, the post and the flag. So, but I had extra posts the first time it fell off. Well, the only time it's fallen off. So I had an extra post in there so I could quickly put it on, tighten as far as I could with a couple of pair of vice grips, and tighten down for as long as I could. But being that I was stopping here, I have a little bit of weight, might as well do that. But so the weather, like right now, when I got here, was doing this. So rain wasn't coming down. I got started. Rain dumped down. And, only while I was outside. As soon as I got everything put away, I got everything fixed, I got back in the truck, the rain stops. So I got my pants and underwear and stuff up there drying out. I got a hat, a jacket, my hard hat, all down on the floor, sopping wet. But only while I was outside doing that. All the rest of the time it was doing nothing. But it got done either way. So we are on our way to Colorado Springs, Colorado. We spent the weekend here in Emerson, Georgia, so I can visit my sister, go to the gun range, blah, blah, blah. Meet up with a friend, a fellow truck driver. So here's our Georgia permit. We have our, let me get all the pages here. Here's our Tennessee permit, which is good until the 9th. So we got time. My North Carolina permit, which we've already used it. We did not need a permit in South Carolina because we're only 1 inch above legal, and South Carolina doesn't really care about that. We got our bills of lading. We got maintenance forms we have to fill out on a regular basis. We got a scale ticket, and we're all good and legal. So we got all that done. Now we're waiting for the repairs at Thermo King. They said about 45 minutes to an hour to get me in, which is not too bad of a wait. I mean, it could be worse. I saw my 2 nephews, brother-in-law. And, like I said, we went to the gun range. I met with my instructor, got the pointers that I needed. Make sure I was doing things correctly and safely. Because, like any tool, you have to know how to use it. If you don't use it properly, it becomes a problem. People get hurt. You don't use a hammer correctly. You don't use a saw correctly. You don't use a chainsaw. You don't use a power drill. You don't use a laser cutting tool. You don't use a welder correctly. You don't use a car correctly. People can get hurt. And I'm not going to hurt myself because I don't know how to use the gun properly. Now, I've used a gun many, many years ago. I know the basics. Yeah, I got 2 nephews. Uh, but, so I did that, spent a little bit extra time at the range. After that, did a little more shooting, got my sister, brother-in-law, nephews in to do a little bit of shooting as well, do their little safety seminar. They got that as well. Like I said, I did my actual in-class training and on the firing line training. Then I did a little more shooting after that. Sunday, met up with my friend Brent, who's a fellow truck driver. We went to a different gun range. We went and we shot his guns. We shot my gun for about an hour. I don't know why this guy's going in. I mean, unless he's leaving. Looks like he's leaving. Okay, well, he's not going in. All right, no problems. But okay, so we went to the normal one. The one that I bought my gun from, where I did all my training from, is Adventure Outdoors here in Georgia, near Atlanta. The instructor was good. I mean, simple, matter of fact. Didn't confuse or try to talk around the situation. Didn't treat me like an idiot. I may be, but didn't treat me like one. But we got that taken care of. Then, like I said, we went to Governor's Gun Club in Kennesaw. I mean, the Adventure Outdoors is in Smyrna on Cobb Parkway. So, good place, decent people, good service. We went to Governor's Run, which is more of a membership club type range. I'm going to leave that right down there, I guess. So we did that. We had a good lunch. We had a good time catching up. Like I said, we shot our guns. I've shot about, I guess about 260 rounds, 270 rounds of ammunition. So not too bad. Did a little work on the gun, cleaning, changing the sights, changing a barrel, changing a guide rod, a takedown lever, a back plate. I did a little bit of work on that, and the stuff I bought from Amazon and parts places for that, got everything put together and put the way I needed it to be. But other than that, a good easy weekend. And now the main reason why I waited the weekend, because this place was not going to be open on the weekend, so I wasn't going to get it worked on Saturday or Sunday anyway. Manager already knew I was going to stop for the weekend and also go here to get the APU fixed. So once we are done here today, then we're going to be heading up the road. I want to try to get to Paducah, Kentucky at least today, if possible. But we got to wait for permits for Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and Colorado. Let's see here. No permits as of yet. Let me look in my When we look in the junk file, sometimes it goes there for some stupid reason. Nope, nothing in there, but I got time to wait, you know. The load goes when it goes, and it gets there when it gets there. So we're not too worried about that. We are oversized by 1 inch. So we do have to worry about permits. So, like I said, we already had our North Carolina permit. We didn't need one for South Carolina, so we just zoomed right through South Carolina. We're working under our Georgia permit. And we got our Tennessee permit. So in Tennessee, I-75 northbound, I-24, I-40 eastbound, exit 215, which is State Route 155 Briley Parkway, I-24 all the way into Kentucky. And we are good for that. So we got that done. Here's our scale ticket. There's our weights. 11,740 pounds on our steering axle. 29,680 on our drive axle. 25,460 on our trailer, which was 66,880 pounds total. So not terribly heavy, but 34 tons. Well, almost 34 tons. Now add the extra fuel in when we fuel up, so 33 to 34 tons rolling down the road. Not terribly heavy on that regard. But we are just sitting and waiting. Like I said, we're going to get this repair done so that I have heat, I have air conditioning, I have electricity whenever I need. Gotta give me an EFS check here. Lemon drizzle cake. Who doesn't want that? Yeah, pasta maker, I think that was my error. I think I did not add enough water. I think that was the issue. Now that was not a good Sunday dinner, which I didn't do one this week, but because I was off. But I'm going to try to do a midweek dinner. We will see. What is today? Today is May the 3rd. All right. And like I said, we are going to just make the best of things as we can. But definitely having the electricity, the air conditioning, especially when I'm out, in the south during the summertime. That's not exactly fun, sitting in a truck that's not particularly well insulated. Just, sweating and suffering. Oh yeah, well, it started coming down again. But this is going to be pretty much the weather for the rest of the day, I think. So we got our EFS check set. Let me move this out the way. We got ourselves, we're all proper and legal for the road. We actually have more than enough time to do everything we need to do. Find my but we're just going to keep doing what we can do as we can do it. We're not going to cry or complain about it. We're just going to kind of accept it as it is. And when we can actually get ourselves excuse me. Once we actually get delivered there in Colorado Springs, we will make ourselves we'll just set ourselves up as best we can with the with what we got. I mean, like I said, being in Colorado, we could go to Pueblo. There are air conditioners in Pueblo we could possibly pick up. They don't need to be tarped. But companies like Melton Truck Lines, TMC, Kivy, Prime, they pick up more there than I probably will. I mean, it's a possibility I could go there because I picked there 3 or 4 times when I was at Melton. Pardon me. There's plenty of John Deere dealers and auction houses around the area that I might be able to pick up a load. There we go. I mean, Colorado, Fort Collins, Frederick, Denver, all around that area we could actually pick something up. But that leads me to where I'm going to deliver to. So Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, California, Arizona, New Mexico. Those are all right there, and I could easily be doing any of those. And being as we're here in spring, it can get hot. Even at this point in time down there, up in the 100 degrees down in Arizona, New Mexico, California. So we could already be facing that as a distinct But you can hear the rain coming down. I mean, it's not exactly gentle. Yeah, let's take a look at the old radar here. Let me see what the old weather bug radar looks like. Well, you know, we can, like I said, we're going to lightning alert, severe storm risk. So it's best that I'm not going anywhere at all today, because that violates the permits if I were to be going. Enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms from eastern Oklahoma to parts of the Ohio Valley, northwest Texas to Illinois, eastern Kentucky, parts of Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. And that's a severe storm risk. So, and then lightning alert, of course. Let me get the radar here. Zoom in a little bit. So hopefully, I don't know if this is going to show up on the, let me turn the brightness down a little bit. There we go. So that's what we're looking at. I mean, I'm right there at the blue dot. So, you know, that's, I need that one. So it is going to be an issue for a little bit. It's basically moving northeast. So we're going to be in it for a little while longer. So I wouldn't really be able to drive in this anyway, because that'd be a violation of what it says on the permits. You know. So a few of the things on the permits that we have to worry. We got to worry about holidays. We are in Georgia with an oversized load. Travel allowed on all authorized highways and roads during daylight hours, 30 minutes after sunrise and 30 minutes before sunset, which I think that's the only state that does that. I must stop at all way stations, regardless if they're open, if they give me a bypass or not. I have to stop anyway, which I did at the one south of me. You know, no load is permitted. No permitted load authorized to travel during inclement weather and holidays is defined by Department Rule 672-2-03, which heavy severe weather like we're having today, the real heavy weather, that prevents me from going as well. So I pushed it as much as I could push it to get here. And I have two truck stops right here to stop at. If they kick me off the property tonight, if they can't get it fixed tonight. So then I got the same rule for weather up in Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois. Basically every state has that rule. So the traffic, I mean the permit will only let me go as far as the weather is conducive to being safe. So the fact that we're sitting here getting repaired, you know, kind of a blessing in disguise, because I can't go anyway. So might as well get this done. So I really can't be blamed for taking a little bit longer to get to my destination. But, you know, there you go. Hold a second. Pardon me. You know, slipping down a little bit there. Yes. All right. So, part of the many other things that I've ordered from Amazon and other places. Let's see here. What am I doing here? I'll turn that off that way. Okay. So, I ordered a light for the gun. So it's a laser and light combination. I ordered that for the gun. I got a little pin. I got a pin that is that has a light in it. So, you know, press the button, the light comes on. Pretty good. I got this little flashlight, and this is, let's see if I can put that to the screen properly. Made by Olight. Let's see. So this little tiny light that I just keep on my keychain, but fairly bright. You know, that's pretty intense for this little light. I got this one free. I got the pin free for ordering, you know, a certain amount. I got a regular flashlight about yay long with 4 intensities. I gave that one to my brother-in-law because, you know, he always needs a good flashlight with what he does for work. And I got this flashlight here. Got a little case. This is a charging case. So, you know, sits in there like that. Has a magnetic, you know, charger, you know, contact right there. Hits the bottom of the flashlight. I mean, little rinky-dink thing like this. You got your light, you know, turn on there. Lowest. That's pretty intense, right? You know, that. And it'll cycle through. It'll remember what stage you stopped it at, so it'll always come back to the one you left off. Oh. You know, of course, it wants to die on me. I don't know what's going on with it now, but you know, it's not too shabby of a little light. So, and then it comes with its own little charging cord, nice in the same orange color. So, not too bad. I picked that up. You know, got a few other things. But that's Olight, which, you know, wasn't too bad. I mean, I was, you know, I'm pretty impressed with these little lights here. I got that. So something that fits in the pocket real quick, charges in the container. Got one more thing. Let's see if I see where I put it. Wait a second. And I picked up a little bit of a Japanese condiment. A little bit of a Japanese product called Tsukudani. Tsukudani. And this is what's called nori. And nori is a type of seaweed, you know, that's been processed. So Nori, Tsukudani, nori Tsukudani. Comes in this little jar here. I wasn't going to open it up right away, but why not? So I'm going to take the nice little cord off. The wrapper there. And I can see it inside. I mean, probably not, but it's a pretty thick, not exactly great looking paste, but a little bit of a paste there. Seaweed, bit of mushroom, soy sauce, bit of sake. But that's going to be amazing on top of rice. Let me see what the American label here says. Name. Let's see if you can catch the name there. Nori Tsukudani. Or Tsukudani, sorry. Soy sauce, seaweed, sugar, starch, syrup, shiitake mushroom, mirin, which is a cooking type of wine, bonito flake, which is, you know, dried tuna, salt, yeast extract, rice vinegar, and a thickening agent. A little bit of wheat, a little bit of soybean, made in Japan. But I haven't had this in a long, long, long time. So I picked some up. When next time I make a little bit of rice, I'm going to put that on, on top of the rice as a little bit of a condiment, a little bit extra flavor. Which is always, make the meal enjoyable. We're gonna just tie that down like that. So, but we're gonna be using that when we do our next meal with some rice, some ramen, a little bit of rice and vegetables on the side. We're gonna put some of that on there. But other than that, nothing too much else going on. Oh, if you want to check out another truck driver, Trucker 2 Chains. He also works at the same company I do, Valley Transportation. So check his channel out. That's his a hat from him. But a pretty decent guy, so go check him out if you want to see more trucking. He does the heavier stuff than I do, but get a little AC going here because it's all kinds of humid. Roll down the window, just a crack there. But that's our morning. And the sooner I get repaired here and get on the road, I might make it up to Paducah, Kentucky tonight. We will see. But until then, have a great day. God bless.